Good afternoon. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us as host for the afternoon. My name is Badhun Dash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear knowledge seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and ISO certified international educational and training institute. In last 3 years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 profession and 4,500 plus organizations. In Institute of Global Professional, IGP is a training faculty for skill development, which was founded in 2020 and is generating public country to meet demand in the global labor market by providing professional qualification. Institute of Global Professional is an educational institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable, serves and community resource providing holistic social work and education. We believe that is not effective to engage fund is still just acquiring formal education. So we provide effective training and consultation to generate proficient generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, nationally, internationally to student job seeker, job holder, and also for learner the respective campus location and distance learning platform. We are an occupational and dependable institute. IGP is one of the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, award, quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and well knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can upgrade all day. Kids learning game, website convert site, and many more. We help to empower you to learn to meet their expectation and dream and become highly skilled people. We implement several training program, webinar, and offline online courses for youth and learner by professional teacher, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by global linear professionals to develop all kinds of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personalities. Spreading knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professionals. We believe that knowledge is love and light and vision. So we try to understand the needs of today's generation and we serve them with good research and practice methods. We must have a genuine concern for the learner we represent. More diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. IGP members are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so that individuals who seek information can improve their skill level and value. Before I move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind, don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. Your support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, you already completed 1612 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, you already completed 1612 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and well-wisher, at this moment, this is a very important message for you all. We change and design our website, www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you will be benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with lots of new features. But one strong point is that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. So create your account for once with proper information. Note that with proper information, you will enjoy all features. With much data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live quiz competition on our website. We replace Slido. So you have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified e-certificate. Now it's easier and time oriented because after the session we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in one exam. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate, otherwise not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you are an IGP speaker, then you can download your certificate of speakership certificate. If you are a host of IGP, then you can download your certificate of gratitude. If you are an online live quiz competition winner, then you can download your certificate of participation. If you are selected for a lifetime membership, then you can download a certificate of lifetime membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in any award function which organizes combined support with IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 18 types of instant certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Influence in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge Seeker, Certificate of Social Activities during the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2020, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2021, Certificate of Achievement IGP Knowledge Seeking Campaign 2022, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 1, Authentic Assessment in Teaching Learning, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 2, Teaching English as a Foreign Language and Assessment, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, Digital Classroom Engagement Tools, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, the Trend in Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Upskilling Organization Leadership and Managerial Skills, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, Trend and Innovation in Mathematics Education, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research Comprehension Approach, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching a Special Program in the Art, Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Tools in Teaching Mathematics, Certificate of IGP Corporate Ambassador, Certificate of IGP Campus Ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000 plus international level quiz with verified e-certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, health tips for teens, gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP Alumni. You can check out our 50 plus premium services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promised previously, but lack of technical issue, we are late sending you on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition. Solve all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything. You can check your dashboard for all webinar details. It's a cordial request to check all button and pages on our website. Surely I can say you will benefit. Thank you, but note that without an account or logged in, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1613 webinar, which name is Official Forms Design and Control. And today our speaker's name is Dr. Raj Narayan Avasti. He is from India. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker, sir, I also share a very little bit about him. Senior Officer, OL, and in charge Technological Translation Electronics Corporation of India Limited, ECIL. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with his presentation. Hello, sir.
Hello. Upload file.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Just
Sir,
within
please
a
present your
second.
presentation.
Okay. Thank you. डेस्कटॉप पे रखना जी आप. ये सब डेस्कटॉप में रखना है आपको। आप इसकी वैल्यू जानते हैं? जाइए। Okay, should I start my presentation?
Yes, sir. The stage is yours. You can start your presentation now.
Okay, I'm very thankful to IGP for giving me this opportunity. And today my topic will be official forms design and control. It's very important for any organization, whether we are working as a teacher, whether we are working as a professional, but each and everybody, whether it's in a personal life, in a professional life, or in a social life, we have to fill up some official forms. How the official form should be designed and how it should be controlled, this is the very, very important topic of today. So, nature of office forms. We should know that what is the nature of office forms. A form is a standardized record used to accumulate and transmit information for reference purpose. So here we know that any form should be in a very standard form, and it is used to record and accumulate the information for reference purpose. Suppose any information we want after 5 years, we want to have a socio-economic survey, or we want to have a leave record, anything. So for that purpose, we must use a standardized form. Means a form is a very standard record. Each and everything should be very proper. Like example, whatever in suppose name, it will be in serial number 1. So all the forms will have the name in serial number 1, because it is very important for the reference purpose for the future. Forms may be classified according to office function for which they are used. Now we are working in different offices. Suppose we are working in a college, a school, university, sales office, any purchase office, anywhere. So we cannot say that each and every form will be a standard one and the same form will be used. It is up to the nature of the office where we are working. Suppose it's a purchase department, so purchase department will have different type of forms. Sales department will have different type of forms. Okay, sometimes we may use some standard yardsticks that these are the things which must be in each and every form. But as per the requirement of organization, as per the requirement of the division or department, forms can be used as per the use. Suppose now purchase forms are there. So in purchase form, what is the budget provision? Okay, suppose you have done any indenting, because you know in government sector, anywhere in any country, purchase is a very, very important thing, and we must be very, very vigilant in purchase. Our integrity, our honesty, and our dedication towards organization will be reflected in purchase. So, purchase is a very important thing. Knowingly or unknowingly, sometimes we do the mistake and we purchase the items from where we should not purchase. Sometimes we give benefit to another party unknowingly. We don't know that with my this action he will be benefited in a wrong way. But sometimes due to lapse of knowledge or some things, these things happen. So this is very important in purchase. Same thing in sales also. It is not that sales is on our side. Suppose we lose something, we may say there is no problem, customer is not loser. So we'll be the loser, organization will be loser, no problem. But no, suppose you have sold somebody one thing in 50% of price due to your mistake. Now, another time you may not, because it was mistake, actually this item used to be have the 60% of the total cost. So these are things very important, that whenever we are using the form, it should be used as per the requirement of department. Forms, if properly designed and used, reduces the cost of minimizing and eliminating the amount of manual or machine writing. You see, if forms are meticulously used, if forms are designed properly, a lot of things will be saved. We can write there, stroke, suppose something, some informations are there. The individual who is going to fill the form, he need not to write, he will just strike all things and whatever applicable, he will tick it. So this is very important and thus increasing the volume of work that can be done. It's a very important whenever you design any form in your organization, it must be very proper. So for that purpose, we can take the help from the specialist that this is our requirement, what are the things you want. But off the record, I want to tell you, whenever you, as an officer, as an executive, we want to have a form, we must circulate to the common public also, common employees of our organization also. I told earlier also, whether it's school administration, hospital administration, or anything, sales or purchase, accounting, correspondence, anything, we must circulate the forms and we should have a very, very thorough brainstorming session that nothing should be left in form. Even a small comma, even a small full stop, even a small information, if it is required and if it is missing in the form, that will dilute everything. So it should be the motto of the farm designer that not even a single thing should be allowed to be written in the farm. So this is very important nature of the office farm. Now, what is the principle of farm design? The three principles of farm design with which the administrative manager should be familiar pertain to the use of standardization and the centralized record of office forms. So now, principle of use. A farm should come into existence only when there is a purposeful need. We should see that we should not make the farm in vague. We should always make the farm when it is required. And this requirement should be very, very purposeful. It should not be that this farm will be used only once or twice. No. It should be very purposeful, it should be very meticulous, and it should be very brief. And if possible, we can give star mark for anything in the back of farm. Means whoever is filling the farm, he or she should not feel any problem and immediately he or she should able to fill up the farm. The principle is very basic. The principle of farm design is a very, very basic job to be accomplished, must first be planned, and then the farm can be developed. This is the basic principle of designing the farms. Means first we should plan. Planning is most important thing. First we should do planning of making the farms. Then only it should be developed. Without planning, because when we are going to make the farm, it is not one or two bundle. We are going to make the farm in thousands, sometimes 20,000. Suppose it is a hospital administration, it's a very big hospital. So there we are making farms in thousands, because in outpatient department, nearly thousands people will come patient and thousand will go. So there we should be very clear. And for that purpose, this farm designing plays a very, very vital role. Now, when a farm should be used, so this is also very important. When the farm should be used means whenever something must be recorded as a matter of necessity, such as orders, request, records, and instructions. So these are four things. We use the farm as a matter of necessity, such as orders. Suppose some orders have been issued and we want to have a sample survey of our employees. So for that purpose, we issue the forms. We issue the request, records, and instructions. When certain data must be recorded repeatedly, you see, when each and certain data must be recorded repeatedly, same data are there. So what we feel that our employee need not to write each and everything in the form of form. He or she, whatever information is there, it will be typed, just he or she can tick it. So these data can be pre-printed on each copy of form. So whenever we are making these forms, so these data can be pre-printed. So if we are doing the pre-printing of form, what will happen? It will reduce the time, it will reduce the mistakes, and it will also make happy to the form filler. You see, whenever any form somebody is filling up, if any data is there, if perfection is there, no correction is there, the employee or the any citizen who is filling the form, he will be very happy. And when it is necessary to have the information recorded in same place, each copy of the form, the arrangement serves as the check of completeness of the record. This is very important. That arrangement serves as a check. Our form should be very complete, and the arrangements of the, it will check. Suppose any information is not available in the form, and the officer who is filling the form, he or she will come to know that this information is not in the form, so he or she will try to complete this form. Now, designing of office forms, how it should be designed, what are the care we should be taken. So attention should be given on arrangement and sequence. There are two things in the form. One is arrangement and one is sequence. So arrangement and sequence should be very proper. Each and everything should be arranged very properly. Suppose it should not be there, there's somewhere, name is somewhere else, and the address is in the last. No. Name, father's name, mother's name, spouse name, whatever things are there as per the requirement of any organization, it should be arranged very properly and it should be in sequence. So logical sequence should be followed. For that purpose, this is also very important that whatever sequence we are using, that sequence should be very logical. Means whatever sequence we are using, it should be logical. Means whatever information we are asking, it should be very authentic. We should not ask any information in vague which is not in use. And all the sequences should be identical. This is also very important. Whatever sequences we are using, it should be very identical, and it should be known that whatever important things we are using, it should be in the form. To facilitate the sorting, every form should be numbered and or a name. This is also very important. For whenever you are using any form, whenever we are using form, each and every form should be numbered. Means we cannot waste any form. Okay, suppose any form is wasted. We have filled up the form for the any information that this is the information for our canteen requirement. We want to have a tea or coffee. So suppose that meeting is cancelled, so that each and every whatever it is cancelled, it should be again pasted. Means if it is not numbered, it will not have a value and it will not have a seriousness. So each and every form should be properly numbered and it should be properly named. That without name, there is no use of form. Whenever you are using any form, it should be named, like leave record form, a special permission form, student fees form. These all things should be recorded in the top of the form. Means two things are very important. Each and every form should have a name. Without name, there is no use of form. Means by seeing the form only, we can come to know that what for this form is being used. And each and every form should be numbered. Numbered means each and every farm should have serially numbered, that we cannot waste any farm from one place to another. This is very important thing whenever we are using farm. Now, adequate instructions for using the farm should be provided. Either suppose information is too big, either we should try to have in the bottom, otherwise in the back side of the farm, adequate instruction for using the farm should be provided. It doesn't come from one day. So whenever you are going to make any farm, that important instruction should be provided, that how to fill up the farm, what are the information. Sometimes it is also important that suppose signature is there, by what color pen we should use for signature. Suppose we want to upload a photograph, what should be the MB of photograph for signature, what should be the MB of signature, signature should be of what color. Each and everything, for that purpose, adequate instructions should be provided. Because if instructions are not provided, the individual who is going to fill up the form, he or she will be in dilemma, because whether to upload the color photograph or we should paste a black and white photograph, photograph should be in full, or photograph should be in sitting position, my signature should be in black ink or blue ink. Until unless you don't write these all things, all the information in the back of form, our information will not be very perfect. So for that purpose, we should be very, very clear that how to fill up the form. These are the checkpoints are there. When the instructions are lengthy, the reverse side up may be used. You see, already earlier I told, first we should try front, but if instructions are very lengthy, each and every instruction is having 3 to 4 lines, and we know that each and every information cannot be accommodated in the front side of the form. For that purpose, reverse side of the form may be used. Remember, whenever you going to print any form, this instruction should be not in separate, it should be in the same form. Because if you keep separate this instruction apart from form, suppose that paper is missing, the individual who is going to fill the form, he or she will have no record. If it is just in the back side of the form, anybody can fill up the form in a very perfect manner. Now, the instructions should be clearly worded, keeping in mind the people who will have to use work with the forms. So, whenever we are going to make any form, it should be three things should be there A, B, C. A means it should be very accurate. Whenever we are going to make the form, our form should be very, very accurate. There should not be any problem. There should not be any ambiguity. Ambiguity means whoever is going to fill up the form, he should not have the double meaning of the form. He or she should, it should be very clear. One more thing, there should not be any grammatical mistake, and there should not be any very, very high quality of language should be used. It should be very common, it should be very proper. Because we should know that who are the people who are going to use this form. They are the highly educated people, they are the common people, they are from villages, they are from town. Each and everything we should take into consideration, and without consideration, we should not go for forms. So these are very important things while filling the forms. Again, I tell you, whenever you design the forms, attention should be given on arrangement and sequences. Logical sequences should be followed. All the sequences should be identical to facilitate sorting. Every form have a number and or a name. Adequate instruction for using the form should be provided. When instructions are lengthy, the reverse side of form may be used. the instructions should be clearly worded, keeping in mind the people who have to use and work with the forms. So this is very important, and we should be always very, very careful. Now, illustration of a good form design. That how we can come to know that this form is very good. So, and what are the things we should keep it in our mind? So, they are following are the important items that makes the form a good one. The size should be 5.5 inches into 8.5 inches. Cut without waste from standard size printing sheet. This is the standard size which we are using in our office. So there is no compulsion. Each and every office can use the forms in their own design. The firm name and address should not appear on the internal forms. You should remember, whenever we are going to use the forms internally, that the name of the department or address should not appear, because we know that this form is used for only for internal use. For internal use, there is no use of form, name of firm. Yes, whenever we are going to use that form for other agencies, that time it should be very clear. Suppose any firm is going from one country to another, or we are going to from one place to another place, we are in purchase procedure, we are in a sales procedure. For that purpose, the name of firm must be there in form. So this is very, very important. The titles of the executive who may receive a copy of the form are printed in the upper side of the corner. One more thing is there. Suppose any firm is there and we know that this firm is going to every time senior sales manager. So individual need not to write always each and every time. He or she can, it will be printed in the form that always, because we know that it is under the jurisdiction of sales manager, purchase manager, so it can be fixed there and it can be used. And type of font selected should be easy to read. One more thing is there. I have seen many fonts in my professional career. Some of the fonts will have a very calligraphic font that nobody can read it. So font selection should be very clear and everybody can read. It should not be very stylistic. Okay, from the certificate and all we can use, but form should be as far as possible. No italics should be used. Always form should be straight. Times New Roman or Calibri is the very good font for selection of font of the form. So, and it should be easy to read. It should not be too much cumbersome to the eyes. It should be very clear. It should be very neat and clean. Because if form is neat and clean, automatically the individual who is going to fill up this form, he or she will feel very happy. So this is very important thing, that whenever we are going to make the form, their size should be very standard. The firm name and address should not be written on the internal forms, because unnecessary it will consume our space, and in that space we can use another things. In one paper we can make 3 to 4 forms, because we know, like a receipt, or like a attendance form, like a permission form, we can use many if space is more. So we can eliminate the wastage of paper, and we can use many things. So whenever we are going to have a form, we should always remember that our form should be very accurate, it should be very brief, and it should be very clear. Accuracy, brevity, and clarity are the very, very basic important fundamentals, and these are the pillars of font. So this thing always you should remember, that what type of font we are going to select, and make sure that we should not change font now and every, because every now and then if we are using the font, we may lose the identity of our organization. So in any organization, we should use the farm font size in a very, very simple way. So this is very important things. Now, all rules are unbroken and clean. You see, whatever lines we are making, it should be unbroken and very clean. Careful craftsmanship make the farm neat and easy to read. If farms are very straight, if farms are crafted very neatly, it will be very easy to use. And neat farms encourages neatness by the user. You see, if our font is neat and clean, the individual who will fill up the form, he or she will also fill up the form in a very neat and tidy way. So this is very important because you have made the form in a very hazard way, very zigzag way. The individual who is going to fill up the form will have no interest. He or she will also fill up the form in the same way. So our form should be very neat, it should be very clean, and it should be very perfect. And the horizontal lines should be spaced appropriately. The horizontal lines should be spaced appropriately means there should be a very, very common line. There should not be any much differences in the line. It should be very common and it should be very perfect. Forms bear a proper and readable number to facilitate the recording, handling and storage. Earlier also I told that each and every form should have a very, very proper and a very, very readable number because it will be very easy for the individual to record it and it will be very good for handling and ample space should be provided for signature of the issuing the form. I have seen in my professional life we are making a form after a lot of research and development. We need each and many information. Place will be also abundant. Place will be there, but where the place will be allocated for signature of officer issuing the form will be very, very minimal. It will not be small also. It will be very minimal. That is not good. Whenever we are making a farm, we should always have a very good space should be provided because it's very important. Who has signed this farm? He or she can write the date also. In many organizations, this rule is there. Whenever somebody is going to sign any form, he or she will have the rule of the will have the date on the paper. So this is very important things. Now, the controlling of farms. How the farm should be controlled. The number of farms used increases with the expansion of business organization. As the number of farms needed increase, some method of controlling must be established. You see, farms we cannot keep outside. As each and every farm is numbered, if you numbered anything, I am very sure that nobody is going to misuse that farm. For that purpose, farm must be used very properly. A program for controlling office farms contain two major operations. So whenever somebody is want to control the farm, there are two very, very important things. Setting up of centralized administration of farms. You see, farms cannot be given each and every office. There must be a single office who controls the farm and establishing procedure for study, approval, and printing of forms. This includes educating the office staff and administrative officials in the principles and mechanics of form design. So this indicates that whenever we are going to use any form, the user should also know that how this form has been developed, how this design has come to this place. No problem. When we control the form, we can have some feedback system. Suppose there is a separate chapter on feedback, but this form feedback is very important. Whenever you give the form to anybody in your college or in your organization, sometimes you ask the individual, Are you feeling any problem to fill up this form? Is this form's language is not being understood to you? Is there any grammatical mistake? Or do you want any some other information in this form? Definitely some very good ideas will come, which we can incorporate in next designing. You see, no research is ultimate. Yeah, each and everything comes in a best way and we can do in a better way. So this is very important things for making the forms design and control. So if we follow these all things, definitely our designing of the form will be very good. Now here few things are there, like a number of forms used, program of controlling office. So whenever we are giving forms to any individual, always we should say that please do not waste the form as it is numbered. We should never issue the form if it is wasted. If it is wasted, kindly bring that previous form, we will paste it and we will issue as a duplicate form. One time if you do, definitely it is going to be very perfect way. So this is the important aspects of official form design and control. If you are working in your college, if you are working in your organization, please follow the rules how the official forms are being designed and use the minimum stationery. As far as possible, try to make your office paperless because paper is very costly. The situation will come, we will have no tree and no papers. It will be very difficult situation will come in future. So decide your things. Always have to, you can use the digital forms or always try to fill up in online forms. So this it is not that it is only for offline, it is only for printed forms. In online forms also same designing, and because their control will not be there because we everybody cannot access. So that is different issue, but designing has to be done in a very perfect way. So these are the things in this chapter, official forms design and control. And I will be very happy if you ask any question. Thanks for your gracious presence. Any question, please. Over to studio.
Thank you so much, sir, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker student. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, sir, for your presentation. Now, sir, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable sir, please stay with us. After a short video, we will be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. So after your wonderful presentation, our participant can understand the topic very clearly. That's why no questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, sir, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with your topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable sir, hope to see you again with a new date. Thank you, sir. Take care.
Okay, I'm very thankful to Badan for your wonderful support. Always you give a very nice support to the speaker, and I'm very also very thankful to IGP for giving me this opportunity. I'm very also thankful to our esteemed audience who have listened me very carefully, and I hope that IGP has created a history, a long, many miles you have to go, and IGP has created such a history, and you have set a benchmark in global professional community. For any other organization, it will be very difficult to touch. My best wishes are with the IGP for giving me this opportunity. For any next program, we will meet next time. Thank you. All the best. Keep going ahead. Thank you, IGP. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Honorable sir, before we move to the next webinar certification process, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Dear IGP Namaste, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Namaste, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure you presence on our website. Find a running session and a get enrolled. After watching completed part 1, click mark as complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate if failed to retake the course. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. For your attention, I'm going to share the procedure again. Certification process. Visit www.eduigp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a running session and get enrolled. After watching completed part 1, click mark as complete. Move to the next, which is the learning test passing mark 80%. If passed, back to the course again to download your certificate if failed to retake the course. Download your certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seeker, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is our regular webinar activity. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.study.com and today our quiz code is 3595459. I again repeat the code 3595459. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. With 24 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. Our first question is, which of these are important from designs controls? Option 1, sequentially pre-numbered documents. Option 2, priority bits. Option 1 is the right answer and 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Issa is holding the first position. Our second question is, which form of bias are most easily controlled in the study design? Option 1, information based and selection based. Option 2, confronting the selection bias. Option 1 is the right answer and 84% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Diksha is holding the first position. Our third question is, which form of bias are more easily controlled in the study design? Option 1, information bias and confounding. Option 2, information bias and selection bias. Option 2 is the right answer. 84% people are right here. And the leaderboard, Catherine is holding the first position. Our fourth question is, which form of bias are more easily controlled in the study design? Option 1, Information bias and selection bias. Option 2. Confounding and selection bias. Option 1 is the right answer and 100% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Capriani is holding the first position. Our fifth question is ruled his empire the personal control of official appointment and all forms of patronage. Option 1, flip to option 2, slot kings. Option 1 is the right answer. 55% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Chini is holding the first position. Our sixth question is who is the responsible department over the control and design of all medical forms? Option 1, Health Information Department. Option 2, Account Payable Department. Option 1 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Chini is holding the first position. 7 number question is dash, dash, and dash offer flexible layouts for UI design mainly to create controls, toolbar, menu, and forms that resist. Option 1, parents, child, informative. Option 2, the Flexbox model. Option 2 is the right answer and 75% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Chini is holding the first position. Our eighth question is if a customer wants extensive design control for their forms, what do you suggest they implement? Option 1, form handle. Option 2, landing page. Option 2 is the right answer and 35% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Sams is holding the first position. Our second last question of the afternoon session is who is usually responsible for the control and design of all forms adopted for use? Option 1, Health Information Department. Option 2, Administration Department. Option 1 is the right answer and 10% people are right here. In the leaderboard, Pizza is holding the first position. Our last and final question of the afternoon session is a trust booster is a government official who investigated firms alliance between business to control competition policies. Option 1 true, option 2 false. Option 1 is the right answer. 85% people are right here. So congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. Congratulations to our online quiz competition winner top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result and after that we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professionals. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy and stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not a people or things. Albert Einstein. Before I say hit land live of the button, thank you so much.